The story of Rome's ascent from a modest city-state to the master of the Mediterranean begins in its early days, when resilience, strategic foresight, and a determination to expand set the foundation for its future dominance. This video explores how the Roman Republic was born out of a socio-political environment that fostered ambition, and how key military reforms, political structures, and alliances propelled their rise. In its earliest period, Rome was not yet an empire but a small community, surrounded by hostile tribes and competing city-states. Its geographic position on the Tiber River provided both strategic advantages for defense and trade, but also exposed it to threats from neighboring peoples. To survive these threats, and ultimately to thrive, Romans developed a fierce sense of resilience. Their ability to adapt quickly in battle and diplomacy became central traits that would serve them well during their expansion. One of the most important factors in early Roman strength was its political organization. The Roman Republic was established around 509 BC, after overthrowing the monarchy. This new system featured elected magistrates, most notably consuls, and representative assemblies like the Senate. Though initially limited in scope, these institutions allowed Romans to organize collective action efficiently, while fostering political participation among aristocrats, who saw expansion as both an economic necessity and patriotic duty. Military reform played a crucial role in laying this groundwork for conquest. Early Roman armies were primarily citizen soldiers, who fought on foot with basic weapons. However, over time they evolved into disciplined legions with innovative tactics. The shift from irregular fighting bands to structured legions enabled Romans to fight more cohesively against better-armed enemies, such as neighboring tribes or rival city-states. Strategic alliances also formed part of Rome's expanding approach. Rather than merely conquering outright at every turn, Romans often forged treaties with nearby communities, sometimes offering protection or mutual benefit, in exchange for loyalty or military support when needed. These alliances created a network that extended Roman influence without immediate conflict, helping them isolate enemies while building their own power base. Initial conflicts with neighboring tribes tested Rome's resilience further, but also revealed its adaptability in warfare tactics. Tribes such as the Aequi or Volsci presented fierce resistance, yet through perseverance and innovation, such as incorporating new weapons or strategies, the Romans gradually subdued these foes. These early victories served as stepping stones toward larger conquests by demonstrating their capacity for endurance against diverse opponents. Rome's ability to learn from each engagement contributed significantly to its growth potential. Every skirmish offered lessons: which tactics worked best, how could terrain be used advantageously, how might allies be secured. Over time, these lessons translated into a flexible military doctrine, capable not only of defending Rome, but also conquering lands beyond Italy's borders. Resilience extended beyond battlefields into societal resilience itself. A people determined not just to survive, but to expand their influence across Italy, and eventually beyond it. The socio-political environment nurtured this ambition through shared values like patriotism, civic duty, all reinforced by stories of heroism that inspired successive generations. The initial conflicts with neighboring peoples were more than mere skirmishes. They were foundational moments that shaped Rome's destiny as an expanding power, rather than just an isolated city-state fighting for survival. Each victory reinforced confidence among Romans that they could overcome formidable foes through discipline and unity, a belief that would drive future campaigns across vast territories. Furthermore, many historians see these early struggles and Rome's responses as evidence of an exceptional capacity for resilience combined with strategic adaptability, a trait crucial for any power seeking long-term dominance in volatile environments like ancient Italy. Innovative military reforms adapted from experience, strategic use of alliances, persistent resilience against neighbors' hostility, and cultural attitudes fostering ambition, not merely survival but expansion into greater territories. These elements collectively laid down what would become the bedrock upon which later conquests, including those across Greece, would be built. Understanding this foundational period helps us appreciate how far-reaching Rome's ambitions truly were, once they set out on their path toward Mediterranean dominance, a journey driven not just by conquest, but by resilient adaptation, rooted deeply within their social fabric and geopolitical strategy. This chapter sets up our understanding before Greece fell under Roman rule, or Greek culture became intertwined with Roman life. All future chapters explore. The seeds had already been sown during this formative era, when power was first seized through skillful politics, combined with relentless perseverance on battlefield terrain alike. It is within this crucible, the rise from humble beginnings, that we see how Romans transformed themselves into conquerors, capable not only defending what they had built, but extending it far beyond borders drawn on maps long forgotten today.